I'm a 31-year-old office worker named Kent. Steve, my older brother, is 7 years my senior. Since our parents were constantly busy when I was growing up, Steve was the one who looked after me. As his younger brother, he loved me and prioritized me. He was more than just a pamperer, though. He was aware of when to be severe. I thus turned into a big brother's boy. Even in my opinion, Steve was a remarkable individual. He was gifted athletically and consistently received excellent marks. For me, he made learning enjoyable and simple. I remarked, "You're amazing, big bro. Kent, you're also truly great. Because of your rapid learning and strong understanding abilities, you swiftly retain everything." I worked hard every day because I admired him. I got my current job because of that effort. For the record, my relationship with my parents was not particularly strained. Our relationship seems to be very typical to me. However, my childhood buddy Ashley has always been there for me. "Your calm nature is your strength. Really," she stated. "Yes, I love that about you." She recognized and reassured me whenever I was anxious or unconfident. Ashley, who is now my wife, has always been by my side. Now that she is carrying our beloved child, we are creating a joyful family. The atmosphere at the organization where I work is excellent, in my opinion. Everyone gets along nicely and communicates and helps one another. Whenever I can, I try to help. I am truly appreciative of my job here. My manager used to advise, instead of chatting, get back to work. There is one exception, though. Every time our director, Miss Emily, arrives, the mood becomes tight. Due to a personnel move, she recently joined our department. I received my degree from a prominent university. She boasted, "You less qualified people should just do as I say." The director, who seemed to take great pride in her own education, continued to bring up academic credentials wherever she could. She seems to have been inquiring about everyone's educational background. She appears to have come to the conclusion that she is the group's most educated member. Her academic boasting doesn't impress me because I place a higher importance on work achievement than educational background. One day she asked me, "Which university did you attend?" I was preoccupied with my work and didn't enjoy the talk. "I didn't attend a university in the US anyway." "What? You just graduated from high school?" It's incredible. These days, ineptitude is associated with that. She assumed I was merely a high school graduate and began making fun of me when I attempted to reply informally and simply go about my work. To be honest, though, I didn't really mind. Everybody thinks differently, in my opinion. The director, who takes pride in having graduated from a prominent university, tends to believe she is right and superior and doesn't need to listen to someone who is less educated. She stopped listening to me once she declared me a high school graduate. If all she does is mock me, I just have to ignore her. "Hey, you with a low education, get this job done by tomorrow." "What? Director, isn't this your job? Furthermore, isn't next week the deadline for this job? You're incompetent. Just do as I say." I was troubled by her assigning me her work and harassing me. Thankfully, my colleagues helped me out, but her presence turned the department's atmosphere sour. "Kent, are you okay? You look tired," Ashley said as soon as I got home. She works at the same company as me, but is currently on maternity leave and unaware of the current situation at the office. I wish she would focus on preparing for the baby, but I ended up venting a little. "Actually, I'm being targeted by someone difficult at work, and she's dumping her tasks on me." "That sounds tough. Can you tell me more about it?" Taking comfort in her gentle manner, I ended up telling her almost everything about the new director. Little did I know that this conversation would be passed on to someone else. "Kent, can I have a word?" "Sure. Go ahead," I replied. One day at work, my brother Steve, who works in a different department, approached me. Both my brother and I have moved out of our family home, and since we work in different departments, and hold different positions at the same company, we rarely have a chance to talk. However, given that we frequently keep in touch, I was puzzled as to why he chose this particular moment to speak to me. I heard from Ash. I couldn't help but give a small smile at those words. Ashley has been my childhood friend, and she shares a close relationship with my brother. There's no romantic involvement between them, and I know my brother is already happily married and deeply in love with his wife, so there's no cause for concern. They've made it a point not to meet without me or Steve's wife, and always share their communication with me. He's still showing me those interactions from back then. It's not really necessary, though. If you need me, I can step in. It's okay, I said. Talking to Ashley has already made me feel a lot better, and for now, I just want to wait and see how things go. All right, Steve said, looking concerned, but I declined his kind offer. We chatted about other things and then parted ways. Hey there. Director, why are you being so incompetent? I suddenly heard from behind. Out of nowhere, the director confronted me. I wondered if she was close to Steve. They must be almost 10 years apart. You shouldn't be talking so casually to someone like him. Stay away from Steve from now on. May I ask, what is your relationship with him? I asked, a little confused. We were in the same department before. Well, I plan to make him mine someday. Hearing those words, I couldn't help but be shocked. Why died? She's actually after my brother. He's such a handsome and talented man, a perfect match for a high achiever like me. He is married, you know. There are rumors, but he doesn't wear a ring, she said, without revealing he's my brother. I tried to explain that he's a married man, but the director just wouldn't believe it. Indeed, my brother had been separated from my sister-in-law due to certain circumstances and didn't wear a ring. I could understand how the misunderstanding arose, but I wished she would listen to what others were saying. Even when I tried to stop her, she wouldn't listen. What would a no-good like you know about him? Just stay away from him. You're uneducated and incompetent, she said, refusing to listen to anything I knew. Even if I told her I was his brother, she wouldn't believe me or would just use it to her advantage. After she left, I was at my wit's end. I found myself on the receiving end of glares from the director day after day. Moreover, the harassment intensified, leaving me wondering what to do. Around that time, the previous CEO retired and a new CEO took office. A party for the inauguration was being organized. I'm attending the party too, I said. I was one of the first to get an invite. The director was over the moon, bragging about it. But essentially, all employees were invited to the party. Everyone thought this, but no one said anything, not wanting to provoke her jealousy. Yes, sure, I replied, to which she smirked. I had a bad feeling about this. For a few days leading up to the party, she was surprisingly quiet. On the day of the party, due to some reasons, I arrived at the venue early. What? No seat for me. After chatting with the new CEO, I asked the hotel staff about my seat. I was surprised to be told there wasn't any. Confused, I voiced my bewilderment, then heard laughter behind me. As I turned around, I was met with a surprise. Director, what a foolish look on your face. She laughed, pointing at me. I stood there in disbelief. I had your seat removed. How? I asked. The party organizer is my uncle. I asked him to remove your seat since you're uneducated and incompetent, she said, her tone dripping with malice. I couldn't believe someone would actually do that. As I stood there, I noticed someone looking at us in surprise. That person's changing expression helped me regain my composure. There's no seat for the low-educated, so leave, she said, in the middle of the luxurious hotel's event space. I sighed deeply at those words. I was tired of being looked down upon for my education all the time. This might be a good chance to set things straight. With that thought, I sent a glance toward the person behind the director. He was wearing an expression of anger. Well, I guess I'll be leaving then. To the director's surprise, I easily agreed to leave. Her expression soon turned triumphant. Then leave quickly. There was no need for her to tell me so. I quickly left the hotel, as she wanted. Imagining what would happen next, I couldn't stop laughing. I wondered what would become of that clueless director. As I was enjoying my care, I received a call from her. Smirking, I answered the phone. "Please come back right now," she said, her voice panicked. "I had no idea you were." She was clearly shaken, and I couldn't help but laugh. "You didn't think I was the new CEO's brother and the former CEO's son, did you?" "Yes," I said. "The new CEO is actually my brother Steve. He was the one watching us that time." I had sent him a glance asking him to keep quiet until the party started. If I hadn't done that, my brother might have yelled at the director right then and there. So I sent him a look to keep quiet. "I'm sorry to disappoint you, but yes, I am indeed the son of the former CEO. My father, the former CEO, is a man we both deeply respect. He was diagnosed with an illness one day, and though not hospitalized, he needed regular visits to the doctor. The problem was, who would take care of him? Both my brother and I were busy with work, and our mother had recently injured her leg. While we were figuring out what to do, my sister-in-law stepped up to help. She used to be a doctor, so she moved into our parents' house to take care of them. Of course, my brother and I still visit our parents' home regularly. Importantly, my brother frequently travels between our parents' house and his own. He didn't move in with them because he's busy with the transition to becoming the CEO of the company, often returning home late at night. So, it's more convenient for him to stay at his home, closer to the office. This is why they have been living apart. Additionally, my brother has a metal allergy, which is why he doesn't wear a ring. This is no secret. Most people in positions of authority know about it, so we don't feel the need to announce it publicly. I didn't explicitly tell you because most of the senior staff already knew I was related to the CEO. No way. Well, you never listened to me in the first place, she exclaimed. This party was not only to celebrate my brother's official appointment as the new CEO, but also to announce my father's recovery and introduce my sister-in-law as his wife to the entire company. At that event, I was supposed to be introduced as the brother and the future right-hand man of the new CEO. However, due to the director's actions against me, the plan was disrupted, and it apparently turned into an occasion to condemn her actions. While on the phone with her, I checked my messages and saw one from my brother asking me to come back. I stood up, leaving the coffee shop where I had been waiting. I hadn't gone far, just to a nearby shop for Carrie. Because of that, I was able to return to the venue quickly. "Sorry to keep you waiting," I said as I entered. All eyes were on me. I walked towards my brother and the others, with everyone watching. "You look tired, Kent," my brother said with a smile. I found my brother smiling eerily, and the director. She looked like she was about to cry. When the director saw me, she hastily apologized. "I am so sorry," she said. "No need to apologize," I replied without looking at her, smiling at my brother and the others. "I have no intention of forgiving you." "Sorry to trouble you," my brother said. "You would easily forgive me if I apologize." He then pointed at the director. It seemed like he was giving me the chance to retaliate before he took his own action against her. I nodded with a smile and turned to the director. "It's not because you were disrespectful to a relative of the CEO that I won't forgive you," I said. "It's what you did to me personally." "I'm so sorry," she said. "You're apologizing only because I'm related to the CEO, right? If I were the uneducated and incompetent person you claim me to be, you wouldn't be apologizing, would you?" I said. Hearing this, the director turned pale. "Oh yay, I need to clear that up," she said. "I'm not just a high school graduate, you know. What I did, go to high school in the U.S., but for college, I studied abroad." "I've never heard that," I replied. Well, I did say I didn't attend university in America, didn't I? She said. Her eyes widened in surprise. I'm not as accomplished as my brother, but I'm still quite capable. That's why I went abroad right after high school. Well, I don't brag about my education like someone I know, I said. How can this be an uneducated and incompetent person? I asked her. If I'm uneducated and incompetent, then I wonder how exceptional the director must be. She fell silent. My brother stepped forward, signaling that he would deal with the situation seriously. Her shoulders slumped in defeat. Kent, are you going to stay for the party? My brother asked. No, I'm heading home, I said. I want to get back to my wife. Originally, I was just supposed to be introduced and leave early. I had planned to leave early, especially because my pregnant wife, Ashley, was waiting for me at home. Understanding this, my brother chuckled and let me leave of my own accord. Welcome back. You could have stayed longer at the party, you know. The party's not as important as you are, Ashley, I said, arriving home to my beloved wife, smiling. My special feelings for Ashley began in high school. Back then, I was struggling a lot. Despite my respect for them, I now felt a terrible inferiority complex towards my accomplished family. My brother has always been outstanding since our school days, and my parents were both successful, with my mother formerly working as my father's secretary. I felt crushed under the pressure of being in such an elite family. I'm worthless, I thought. That's not true. You're amazing too, Ashley reassured me. I can't match my brother's grades or his sports accolades, I said. You and your brother are different, and you have qualities he doesn't have, she replied. I lacked any self-confidence and felt looked down upon, though no one had said anything. My brother and parents tried to spend time with me despite their busy schedules, but I couldn't appreciate it. During my teenage years, Ashley was the one who comforted and supported me through it all. She always had kind words for me and gradually became someone special to me. Thanks for everything, Ashley, I said. It's nothing. I just can't leave you alone, she replied. She would often say that, supporting me through my many moments of doubt. I've always found it hard to get angry. It's exhausting, I said. And I thought it's easier to just let things slide. This led to people underestimating me and causing issues for my status as the CEO's son. If anyone messes with you, I'll deal with them. Ashley would get angry on my behalf and always drove those troublemakers away. She would even get hurt sometimes, but she stayed by my side. I wanted to protect her, to become stronger both physically and mentally. I said, so when my father suggested studying abroad, I accepted. Aren't you going to tell Ashley? My brother asked. Yeah, and please, brother, don't say anything unnecessary, I replied. At that time, I left for overseas without telling Ashley anything. I decided if she found someone else by the time I returned, I would give up on her. Thankfully, after graduating successfully, I was greeted at the airport by both my brother Steve and Ashley. Welcome back, she said. After she said that, I confessed my feelings to her. We started dating, and now we're happily married, expecting our child soon. Hey, Ashley, thanks for everything, I said. Why the sudden gratitude? She asked. You talked to my brother about everything, right? That's why I could fight back, I said. So, of course, I've always seen you as someone special since we were kids. I couldn't stand anyone hurting you, Ashley said with a smile. I still have a long way to go, I replied. The person I wanted to protect was protecting me. Just make sure you'll make me and our child happy, Ashley said. Of course I will. I firmly promise to build a happy life with you, Ashley. The next time I went to work, the director was no longer there. My brother informed me about her situation. She had been transferred to our department due to issues she caused elsewhere. The issue was about her stalking behavior towards my brother. It came to light through reports from my brother and others. Normally, this would have led to her dismissal, but unfortunately, our father fell ill around that time. In the rush to handle the transition of responsibilities, the situation was overlooked. During that period, the director's uncle, who was an executive, covered it up. She only got a department transfer as a consequence. I wish you had told me about it. I didn't want to worry you. You've always been calm and don't attack others, but that makes you worry more. That's irrelevant now. I've always been considered too gentle and kind by others, but I don't think I'm particularly nice just because I don't get angry. So, the director and her uncle, the executive, are both currently under suspension. It's just a brief respite, really. My brother is very capable and uncompromising. Anyone who has angered him in the past has faced severe consequences. I silently sympathized with the director's future. Eventually, both of them were demoted to a newly established branch on a remote island. They're stationed on a remote island with surveillance, so there's no escaping. Their primary job is essentially sorting emails coming from the main office. Other than that, there's basically no work or entertainment. However, they have to work there as a form of compensation for the trouble they caused us. I wonder how much stress they're under now. With these thoughts, I continued my work. Following this incident, I was appointed as the new director. I had already been handling most of the director's work, so the transition was smooth. Keep up the good work and climb the ranks. I need you as my right-hand man. Eventually, in response to his expectations, I'm continually improving myself. Years later, Ashley and I now have 2 children. My brother doesn't have any kids of his own, but he adores ours. Choose your own path. You don't have to go to college. Studying abroad is also an option, but always be considerate of others. Education isn't everything. Make sure you look at the people you meet closely to know who they truly are. That's how I teach my children. Their future path is uncertain, and they might face struggles like I did, but Ashley and I will always be there to support them.